Right then, we're back. We're live because there's some breaking news. Let's put it up on the screen. Now, the breaking news being that Swansea have had a deadline bid for Ronnie Edwards rejected. Edwards remains a Posh player for now. This comes from Sky Sports, and this is a reliable source. They also say that West Ham have had a bid rejected in that, and that Premier League clubs are still interested. So let's talk about that. Plus, Joe Tomlinson's transfer to MK Dons being confirmed in this live stream here on Deadline Day. Well, we're back.
Hello.
Didn't take long, did it? Didn't take long at all. And we've got the first bit of big news to do with Ronnie Edwards. We were expecting big news to do with Ronnie Edwards to come in today, and that's the first one. Swansea. Were you guys expecting that?
No. I would have thought it'd be a Prem team. Can Swansea even afford him?
It makes more sense him going Championship though, because there's more chance.
Yeah, it does. But I would have thought maybe a Leicester or Southampton, personally.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's gonna. If it does make sense because there was the rumor that Southampton were looking to sign that Swansea centre back, that their kind of young England star would, but Swansea is definitely an upgrade. Swansea are a big club. They've got money. He'll get better wages there. They're in the Championship. And also they've got a manager in Duff that will know Ronnie well because he managed in League One last season. So it does make sense. But do Swansea have the cash to put in a big bid?
Well, they have they've got money because they've sold Joe Perreault to Leeds.
That's a good point.
Yes.
Cheers, Tommy.
Don't be everyone like that. So they've got money. They've got money. Just how much money they got? Because they got 12 mil for Joe Perreault.
Well, if they can afford Edwards, then might as well just sell him.
And think they got some money from Stephen Bender.
True, they got $1 million for him.
What was it? I thought it was 500k, wasn't it?
No, we could have got him for 500k. That's one.
Oh yeah, that was it.
We are mugs.
We don't spend that much on a keeper.
Right, let's see what the chat is saying. I was expecting a big Championship team or low Premier League team to come in. I have to admit, are Swansea a big Championship team to begin with?
No.
On the edge of top 10, I'd say.
A sounding like Ronnie Edwards is a smart one for those clubs to make if they can, because realistically, he's either going to get them promotion at some point, or he's going to make them a lot of money.
Swansea won't get promoted within the next 2 years. He'll just be playing in the Championship until the Prem team picks him up.
Yeah, but I think, you're more likely to get noticed in the Championship than the Prem, aren't you?
Well, it depends who you want to be noticed by.
He'll want to be noticed by Premier League clubs, won't he? So,
yeah, but if you play in the Prem, then you get noticed more in the Prem than surely.
But if he joins a Prem club this early, then he might just end up in the under-23s.
Yeah, I think you'll get noticed more playing in a Premier League under-20, playing in a Championship first team every week than you would get noticed playing in a Premier League under-23s team. No?
Can we just highlight John's comment, please, Charlie? I know Kate has had a look at it because he saw it and smirked a bit.
I do not understand why we're not just paying the money for Ogbeta. I do not understand it. Even if he's out injured to November, if we pay, especially if we can now use this Ronnie Edwards thing as a bargaining chip, if we get 5 million plus Ogbeta, who says no? Definitely not me.
5 mil. That means we get 2.5 mil. That's not great.
Yeah, but you have to.
That's why we're not selling them for so cheap.
Has Barnet got a sell-on clause for Ronnie?
Well, yeah, they get 50%.
50?
Yeah.
TL.
Yeah. It's not looking good. Realistically, I think he's going to end up playing in the Championship next season anyway. He is a West Ham fan, Ronnie Edwards. You do have to remember that.
Is
Well,
he?
he is a West Ham fan, so if there is any chance of him going to West Ham, he's gonna do it, isn't he? But whether it depends what he values more, sort of getting out and playing football now, or whether he's happy to play an under-23s team and have the and back himself to be noticed so much in the academy that he forces his way into the first team.
It's,
I mean,
it's a shame we can't get a loan back because
yeah.
DMAC said we won't do that, but
I mean, we
Wouldn't
definitely
do it.
wouldn't get a loan back from the Championship, definitely, because he'd probably
No,
play,
no.
wouldn't he? So
He could have a chance of playing Euro at West Ham to fair, because they sometimes do chuck in some youngsters because they sometimes have that Ben Johnson in, don't they? Then a few youngsters that play Europe, so he could play Europe with them. That might be.
Yeah,
Good.
Wasn't Connor Coventry playing?
Yeah, he
in
did.
Europe?
To be
Hey,
fair,
isn't he? Is he not? He's at MK now in Rotherham. I'm sure he's at one of them.
he moved. He has moved, but he did play in Europe for them last season.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
They do play some youngsters.
Rio Max is in Benidorm. He did the first room this morning from his hotel room in Benidorm, and he's now having pina coladas down by the pool. So I think he'll join us for one later, perhaps. But we didn't want to intrude too much on his holiday. But yeah, that's that. So that Ronnie Edwards news is an interesting one. I have to admit, when I was thinking about clubs that might get linked with him today, Swansea were not particularly high up on my list. What about you guys?
No,
I didn't really think of Swansea. I did think he might have gone to a Championship club, but it wasn't Swansea.
Yeah, I would have thought. I had three names from the Championship in my head: Leicester, Southampton, or Ipswich. And
Ipswich.
Ipswich.
I don't know. I just they're not scared to splash the cash.
They've
I
already
think
nicked one of our players.
About 8 million.
Yeah, but we already have a good relationship with Ipswich. Or Birmingham City was another one. Why
don't we ask? Sorry, why don't we ask the question of how much would you take Ronnie for?
Fine. Let's ask the question then. How much would you take for Ronnie right now?
I guess it sort of depends on what club it is.
What do you mean by that?
Well, if he got not that it will happen, but let's say Man City coming for him, you're going to want a bit more than what Swansea will want for him.
100 mil is English tax in Man City coming from.
Yeah.
But personally, I would take a minimum of 7 million.
7 million. That is 7 million's big. I mean,
if not, just keep him.
6 or 5.
I mean, supposedly we got 7.5 last summer, so we should get at least the same this summer as we did last summer. But
like I said the other day, I just don't see someone playing over 5 mil for a League One player. I just don't see it happening. I reckon he's going to go for 3 or 4.
I swear there was a player that signed from Charlton to Everton. I can't remember what his name was.
How long ago was this?
A few years ago. I can't remember his name.
What, that was over 5 mil?
Someone help us out.
I mean, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, Arsenal signed him from Southampton when they were in League One for 12 million. So it's happened before.
That's one in how many years?
Oh yeah, exactly. It's not common.
DeMarcus
says
18 mil.
no, he doesn't. If he got offered 10 million right now, he'd absolutely bite the team's hand.
You heard 13 mil from.
Sorry, what?
Look,
Do you mean
he's
that
not centre half, mate.
Oh, that was it. Lookman.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
when you was on it. I was going to say.
Lookman.
I thought he was suggesting us to sign.
That's what I mean.
I saw Lookman and Delph, and I thought, well, that would be a strange turn of events on deadline day.
I mean,
signed for Everton signed him for 7.5 mil with add-ons to 11 mil. So
I mean,
it's not impossible.
It's not
and
impossible.
That was a few years ago.
It's not impossible, and it could happen, but I very much doubt us getting anywhere near 15 million for him, let alone 10. I think 7 million. I think we should have whatever deal we do with whatever club should have like good add-ons. If he goes, we should have a healthy sell-on clause. We should have a good amount of add-ons, as in, if that club makes the Champions League, if they get promoted, if he gets makes over 100 appearances, the odd like 500k to $1 million now and then. That's how we've made a lot of money off the Tony deal. So I think that could be the best way to go about it. But I mean, because realistically, how much are we going to buy a Ronnie replacement for? 1 million if we're lucky.
Depends how much Barnett want for a minute.
I don't think we'll replace Ronnie.
No,
I mean, it's too late.
I reckon we would have heard a few names by now rooming around if we were gonna. I think we might just chuck in Knight or Fernandez. I reckon he'll just stick with the depth.
I mean, he did say the other day that we would be looking to replace Edwards permanently if he left. But I mean, he's got a long time left on his contract, doesn't he, Ronnie Edwards? Like, it's not as if we have to sell him this summer.
The thing is, doesn't those sell-on clauses apply to if the club we sell him to sells Edwards?
Yeah. So we'll give. I don't know whether though. Actually, that's a very good point. So if we sell him for 10 million, let's say we sell him for 6 million.
Bit confused.
Let's say we sell him for 6 million to West Ham, and then West Ham sell him for 60 million in 2 years, and we get 20% of that, so we get 12 million. Do we then have to give 6 million of that to Barnett as well?
Yeah, I don't know how it works.
I'm not sure how it works, but I mean that does scare me a bit because we've signed a lot of our good players. I mean, not good now, but Ronnie Edwards, Ephron Mason-Clark, Ryan de Havilland all came from Barnet.
Taylor probably got a good.
Yeah, if that's like maybe that's the reason we can sign so many players from Barnet because we give them ridiculous sell-on clauses. John Dara said very little. He said that people have been demeaning with low bids for certain players this summer, and he also said that Charlton did come in. He confirmed that Charlton came in for Darren Ferguson earlier this week, and that Fergie said no because he wanted to stay. He trusted the process. Isaac says, yeah, it's 50% of everything. Now that's kind of because if we end up with let's say his career goes unbelievably, and we end up with a £20 million package, we only make 10 million off of that, which is, I don't know. It doesn't fill me with joy thinking about that. And I think do you reckon that will factor into what we force clubs to pay? That in negotiations we say, listen, we only get half of this, so you need to make it good.
Yeah.
Don't know.
I mean, that's probably why we wanted so much.
Well, it's never actually been confirmed what Barnett got for Jack Taylor, has it? But if we got a 50 million sell-on clause for Ronnie, it wouldn't be the dumbest thing to assume that that's the clause that we have for all players, which is kind of worrying. Because if we're selling all of our players with 50% sell-on clauses, that puts us in a very awkward position.
I don't think the Taylor one was 50%. I know
I doubt it was that much because I think we did pay a fee for Jack Taylor. We didn't pay a fee to Barnett for Ronnie Edwards because of COVID. Well, because it was tough COVID times. So they got an extra sell-on clause because we didn't pay a fee. Let's just move on to the other news quickly. Obviously, this isn't going to be a massively long stream because, we're just reacting to news as and when it comes. So there'll just be loads of little streams throughout the day, I think is the way we're going to do it, right?
Yeah,
sure.
Because obviously when there's news that comes, it's a bit awkward. Anyway, this is the latest one. Breaking: Joe Tomlinson to MK Dons is official. And I understand the fee to be around 200,000. That's what I've read. That's what I've been messaged. Is what I believe the fee to be. Which I mean, listen, it's a bit more money in the kitty. It's
how much did we sign him for?
Oh,
I think it was
I'll have a look now.
I just think you didn't really get the chance.
No.
To be honest, I think it was a bit unfair. I think he was unfairly treated.
Yeah, I agree. He wasn't.
Yeah,
he
I
was,
mean, he looked good in pre-season this year.
Hey,
he looked good in pre-season this year.
Yeah, but anyone can look good in pre-season.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, pre-season is if someone looks good in pre-season, then that does sometimes mean that you want to.
We saw that from Ricky Miller. Do you remember him? He banged them in pre-season.
So we signed.
Do you not know who that is?
It doesn't ring him. It doesn't ring a bell.
No, I know who Ricky Miller is.
No, Tobber. He doesn't know who Ricky Miller is.
I've heard of the name before, I think, but I don't know. I couldn't tell you who he is. No.
Okay.
We bought Joe Tomlinson from Eastleigh back in 2021 for an undisclosed fee, obviously.
Shock.
His market value at that time was expected to be around 100,000. I doubt we paid much more to a National League team than 100 grand, if I'm honest with you. So we probably did make a profit.
It was a weird sign.
And yeah, it was. But also we've loaned out loaned him out twice, which we would have got money for. You know, clubs pay a loan fee when they buy a player, when they loan in a player. So we would have gone. So I think we would have probably made a decent return off of him. It definitely isn't like a catastrophic failure of a signing, like some have been, but it's definitely not ideal. Rio says he went to Stanford on Monday, and Ricky Miller was class. Yeah, Ricky Miller's funny.
It was Swindon, wasn't it? Tomlinson went on loan to.
Yeah, he went on loan to Swindon twice, actually. He went on loan for the whole. So he was with us for the first half of the championship season, then went on loan to Swindon randomly. Because I remember how weird that was at the time when he went on loan when we were in the championship. Because everyone thought he was going to play a part, you know.
I thought he was going to play a part this season.
He played Millwall. Then he came back, and everyone thought, "Oh, under McGrath," because he did well up until his injury at Swindon. Everyone thought, "Oh, under McCann he'll play a part." He was sold. He was sent out on loan again, pretty much as soon as Fergie got back. Yeah, he seems to have been unlucky. I just don't think either manager have been willing to take a chance on him. Maybe he's got a bad attitude. Maybe his
Well, I say you don't know what's going on behind the scenes, do you?
Yeah, maybe he doesn't train well, because Fergie and Grant McCann, one thing they do have in common is that they both really, really care about how players train, and they both really they take effort over sort of match day performance a lot of the time. So
there's that Wolves ringer that went to Stoke. What was it, like
Chiquinho, yeah, and he got recalled in a month. Yeah.
He's already back from Wolves because of a bad attitude. He's played like 6-9 minutes for Stoke, and that was about it.
I mean, fair play to Stoke for sticking to their guns and saying, you know what?
Could you imagine spending all that time, all that effort to get someone in just to play 70 minutes? Nah, you ain't.
I tell you what, though, that's true backing of a player from the owner, though, isn't it? It's quality that I do like that. But the big one. Sorry. Yeah.
Did you see Tomlinson's tweet? Excited to meet the MK Dons fans. I thought that was fun.
Hey, don't tell Charlie. Charlie quite likes the MK Dons fans, don't you?
No, I didn't like them. I said I felt sorry. I did say I felt sorry for them because I think that if we had a stadium that size, we'd be sort of similar to them. They have 7,000 gates at home, and they do take like a decent amount of fans away.
But we've had a support for years. We've had a core support.
Look, and exactly. No. So I feel sorry for their fans, but I don't like the club at all because of like the whole Wimbledon situation. You know.
Caden, do you reckon that's why he looked so angry in that car when you drove past him, because he knew he was going to go to MK Dons?
That's what I was thinking. Surely he's going out the door for the Wimbledon wins, because he drove past me and he was just like looking out the window.
He knew he was off to MK.
Yeah.
Max says, does Joe Tomlinson going mean we need to sign a fullback on a permanent, or does this open a path to a better in January? I
We ain't getting better.
I want better. I think in January.
We ain't getting better.
I wonder if there's. I do wonder if there's not a chance to terminate that loan with the Chelsea left back in January if we want to. That could be an option that we have in the deal, like Man United have with Regulon. That we can terminate the deal in January if we sign someone else who we want to play over him. So maybe this Chelsea loaning is just until Ogbeta comes back. But Caden, don't even talk about Ogbeta.
We all saw a comment at the exact same time then.
Yeah.
Maybe because it popped up at the same time.
Yeah, probably.
Ooh, someone's a bit touchy. I'd rather watch a mid player who puts his all in than than one that doesn't care. Yeah. I agree with you. Effort is the most important thing for me as well.
No.
John thought Stoke would come in for Ronnie as they was looking at him in January. I mean, to be fair though, let me get up Stokes.
That's just saying you want average players, not very good ones.
Yeah, but I'd rather
I want to win football games.
Yeah, I have to. I mean, although I would rather have. No, I think
you don't get promoted. You don't get promoted because people have a good attitude. You get promoted because people score goals.
No, but often teams work better together if they have players with good attitudes and not a load of divas.
If you lose and you say, well, yeah, but he was really nice to me yesterday. We're just going to award him 3 points.
To be fair, Stoke could pay the money. They've this summer signed 5 players for over $1 million. 1 for 5 million, 1 for 4, 1 for 2, 2 for 1.5. So you know what? Maybe they do have the money, and they're definitely building something. But I don't know if they've got the motivation right now, Stoke, to just to try and sign Ronnie Edwards. If I'm honest with you, I don't.
The motivation.
I mean, I don't think they have the. They don't need a centre back that much that they'd be wanting to spend that sort of money on Ronnie Edwards right now.
So where do you reckon he ends up then? Do you reckon he ends up in the Championship, or do you reckon he ends at West Ham?
I reckon he'll end up at Leicester. I'm still predicting.
No, I reckon he goes West Ham.
Leicester,
if anywhere. I don't think he goes anywhere, to be honest. But
you think he stays?
Yeah.
Ooh. Well, Jono, do you reckon he stays and all?
Yeah.
Oh, I reckon we do a swap deal. Wout Faz for Ronnie Edwards.
Who?
that big the Leicester guy that scored 2 own goals at Anfield with the.
Oh, the Afro Don. Yeah. I don't want him. He scored 2 own goals. What would you want him for?
But no, I think Leicester makes sense. Especially because they're about to receive a bit of a bag today for Wilson Ndidi.
Leicester don't need him though. They've signed.
I think they do.
They've signed 2 centre halves this summer.
Yeah, but Callum Doyle's alone.
Right. So centre half, isn't it? They've got Harry Suter, who's very good at Championship. They've got Connor Cody. They've got that Fazdon, Fazdoni. They've got very capable centre halves.
But Vestergaard's not going to be good for the Premier League if they go up next year. Connor Cody will be okay. Harry Suter's not good enough for the Premier League, and that's
I reckon Suter's does a job in the Prem.
I disagree. And I think that Wout Faz. So realistically, I think there's definitely a starting spot at Leicester available to fight for Ronnie.
Do you think Ronnie Edwards does a job in the Prem?
Not right now, but next. I reckon a year. As I said, I reckon if he went to West Ham in January 2025, so 18 months' time, he'd be starting games of football.
Have you seen all the comments on West Ham's posts whenever they get linked to Ronnie Edwards?
Yeah,
they say just another player to be shipped out on loan and sold in 2 years.
Yeah, but that's because West Ham don't have the best history developing young players, to be fair. I just think Leicester, it could easily be one that Ronnie can go to. Leicester have made enough money that spending 10 million on or even 7 million on a player wouldn't be problematic. You know, they made 40 million for Maddison, 40 million for Barnes, 15 million for Castagna. They've made enough money and they've not spent as much money. So,
what about Luton?
Luton won't spend it, I don't think.
Yeah, they've spent some money this summer, Luton.
They won't get Ronnie.
You know, I think?
No.
They won't get Ronnie, I don't think. First of all, he doesn't really fit the style of football that they play at all. When you look at Luton, all Luton centre-backs are absolute monsters. Because they
bloody captain fainted in the playoff final. It can't be that good.
Okay. No, he's good. He just fainted. Ericsson fainted once. No, but when you look at the centre halves they have Lockyer, Mengi. Oh yeah, I forgot they signed him. No, Luton definitely won't sign him. They signed Tiden Mengi from United.
Right, on a loan or a permanent?
Permanent, 2 million. Right. Luton aren't going to spend 7 million.
So they have money.
Yeah, but they're not going to spend 7. No, they don't. They don't. I don't think they have money. I think that they have.
Like they won the playoff the playoff final, which is the biggest money thing in the country, isn't it? You get the most money for it.
They've spent money. I mean, they spent money on Mengi, Krul, Kaminsky 3 million, Nakamba 3 million, Jacob Brown 3 million, Mads Anderson 3.5 million, Tahith Chong 5 million, Ryan Giles 6 million. And when you look at it, two of those players that they've spent over 3 million on a centre half, they're not. What's the point in them spending another 7 million on a centre back? They have bigger fish to fry at Luton, I think.
No.
I reckon it'll be another late signing, a bit like Joe Taylor. Do you remember that?
Oh, that was weird. That was really weird.
That's the weirdest transfer.
He's doing good now, though. He's doing good. He scored, I think, 4
at Colchester.
4 and 5 games.
He starts every Saturday for Colchester.
I rate it. I know his mum got. I sat next to his mum at Plymouth away last year and started talking to her, and now speak to her a couple of times every now and again.
Okay, so
he chatted up Joe Taylor's mother.
No, he's happy. Yeah, I think he'll go. He will go today. I think Ronnie Edwards. There's no way we hold on to him. I don't know if maybe. Actually, no. He will go at some point in the next week, but I don't know if he'll go today. So I reckon it may end up with there being
a deal. The window ends today, fella.
Listen, I reckon there may end up with being a deal agreed for January at some point in the next week, like from West Ham or something, whose priorities aren't quite with Ronnie yet.
You sign him now.
Why would they? Yeah, but West Ham, for example, have 2 priorities that they need for their first team now. They don't need Ronnie Edwards for their first team right this second. So it's a luxury signing that they could do when the pressure's off, when it's outside of the transfer window, get the deal done. We get to keep him until January, and then he goes in January, gives us loads of time to find a replacement, and means that Luton can do all their business today without the extra pressure of Dara and Barry every 5 seconds calling them up and going, we want 10, give us 10. You know?
Fair enough.
I think that could end up happening. I wouldn't be surprised. I'd be surprised if if a deal wasn't agreed for Ronnie Edwards in the next week, but I wouldn't be surprised if Ronnie Edwards was still a Posh player by Saturday.
He's too good for us.
Oh yeah, obviously, but I mean, yeah, he is too good for us completely. I completely agree with you, but there's a lot of players that we need to get the right fee, and if we're not going to get the right fee, we're not just going to sell him for the sake of it. We don't need to sell him, and I don't think he's one of those. Like, you've never seen him get angry about like anything. I don't think Ronnie very rarely gets angry, so I doubt that he's the kind of player that's going to get really, really vexed if he doesn't get his move this summer. I think he's composed. I think he's calm. As long as he's in the England squad, which he is, as long as he's got the interest, which he has, he's got the scouts coming to watch him. I think he'll be somewhat comfortable.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, it could end up. Do you remember that Caicedo deadline thing?
Yeah.
It could end up just like that. Everyone, so basically, what Caicedo did is they just went. What Brighton did for Caicedo is they went, "Oh, just need to get rid of him. Please get rid of him. You know what? What we'll do is, if whatever the highest bid is, whatever the highest bid on our desk at this time is, we'll accept that one, and and Posh might just go, you know what? Everyone, email us your bids, and at 11 o'clock, whoever's got or at 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock, whoever's got the highest bid for Ronnie. No, I'm thinking we wouldn't want it directly.
You'll have to predict the future, don't you?
He does.
We wouldn't want it directly on the deadline, so I think it will be 9 o'clock.
Do this celebration.
Yeah.
Who was it you said is going to score first tomorrow?
Archie Collins.
What's he going to
do? Make sure you all watch the preview if you haven't already.
Oh yeah, do. But after this stream's not going to be a massively long one. I think we'll just do a couple more minutes and then we'll go off again, and then obviously we'll be back soon, to further look at whatever the next news is, because it feels like it's just going to be just keep coming in waves today. I think, why didn't Swansea offer 6 million for Tomlinson?
What the?
What? What does that even mean?
Fingers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Is that a Northampton fan?
That's what I was going to say, yeah. What does that mean? What is Swansea offer 6 million?
No, even spelled it better, right?
Fingers, pal, you may have lost the plot here. I have to agree with Max on that one. I don't know. Why would they want Tomlinson to begin with? Why would they offer us 6 million for Tomlinson and then expect us to give him Ronnie for free? Makes no sense.
Worth a shot though.
What? Even though Tomlinson's already gone.
Okay, so I think what he's saying.
But if they offer 6 million, okay, don't say no to that.
Just pay 100 mil. And we'll get
so there's no sell.
That's more realistic.
Yeah.
Actually, that's quite smart.
Actually.
Okay, I understand why Fingers is saying it now.
There's no sell on Wink.
He means so there's no sell on Wink.
Just use the emoji, you weirdo.
Poor Fingers, man. He's been.
He deserves it. He deserves everything. He deserves all of this.
No, I rate it, Fingers. Don't let Topper bring you down.
Why we call him Fingers? What a weird name.
We just need to know his name, and then we call him that. We'll call him Dave.
Not Dave.
We'd have to give them half of better. Anyway, has anyone got any final thoughts before we end this one, and then we'll come back live later?
Posh,
did you mention the young lad that signed for Brentford B? I can't remember his name.
Yeah. We did him this morning.
You did him this morning. All right.
Fingers help with that one.
Oh yeah.
Oh, see you later, Caleb. He's had enough.
He's removed himself from the stream.
Do nothing.
He's
I removed him from the stream on accident.
You kicked him out. Wow.
No, it's deadline day, guys. So that's stream number
really?
2 done.
All day.
We're up to an hour and a half of streaming today. I'm gonna go.
We're losing it already.
We're losing the plot. Oh my god, could you? Because I'm doing a stream right on the deadline at 11.
Lost it hours ago.
Imagine how mental.
You're going live till 11 o'clock.
Yeah. Come on, you got to go live.
I'm gonna join you, Charlie.
Yeah.
Sorry, don't you need to go sleep?
Yeah.
No, we need to be at 11,
right.
so we can count.
Caden,
you better join as well, so then we can count down the deadline. We can go, way.
Let's get Ronnie and John. If you don't get that, then
morning.
You should be watching the previews.
Is John leaving?
I don't know. You
Guys, actually, we'll do
dunno,
that
why are
as
you
our
asking
final
us?
thoughts before we end this stream. Although we'll definitely be back later.
Charlie can predict the future. Is Ronnie leaving?
You
Is Jono leaving?
Jono.
Profile picture just you in. All those players are gone.
Okay, Toba.
Yeah, every single one actually.
Even
Every single one of them's gone. Even the Barker done. He's
Top
off.
of the goat says Egg
Barker
Max.
No, cheers, Egg.
Egg Mac.
Anyway, that's it for this stream. That's it for this stream. We're gonna move on.
Oh,
this will be the last. This will be the last bit of this stream. I've muted Topper and Caden and got rid of them. I'm getting very nasty gestures because I can see them at the bottom. This will be the last bit of this stream because it's time to end this one. We're gonna all grab our lunch, I reckon. And then when the next big piece of news comes, which will probably be in about 2 minutes' time, knowing us, when the next big bit of news comes, we'll be live again. Hopefully you enjoyed this one, everyone in the chat. Once again, thank you to everyone who comments. It really does make our job so much easier when we've got people asking us questions and commenting and stuff, especially when Caden's got in such a weird mood with his ball opinions as well. So it will be it helps me. It helps us out so much. And thank you for watching this one. We'll be live again for another one very, very soon.
Bye.